Hey there, Pixie fam. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a pin trading challenge, and today's pin trading challenge is a little different. What we're going to do is collect a pin from each park of a park that we are not currently at. So right now we are starting at Hollywood Studios, which means we are searching for a pin from Epcot, Animal Kingdom, or Magic Kingdom. After we find the pin, we have to head to the park of the pin that we found, and so on and so forth. I'm excited for this challenge, so let's get into it. Before we get started, make sure you sprinkle some pixie dust on that like button, fly over to the subscribe button, and in true Tinker fashion, hit that bell icon so you never miss a video or a live stream. Let's go. So it's looking like it's shaping up to be a busy day here at Hollywood Studios. It's a good thing that we're just here looking for pins, and let's hope that it doesn't take us very long to find a pin for the next park. We've made it into Hollywood Studios. I have a pin pad full of pins, but I really only need 4, but I brought extras just in case I find pins I like. We are headed to our first stop right here to see if we can find a pin as soon as we came into the park. It was a little busy at Crossroads of the World, so let's go into Tinseltown Photos and check that pin board for a pin of a different park. Good, just looking for pins. Thank you. So I added some rules for myself, and that is if the pin has a character that's represented only at that park, I can count that for that park. Such as Star Wars, if I find a Star Wars pin at Magic Kingdom, I can count that for Hollywood Studios because Star Wars only exists at Hollywood Studios. If I find a Elsa pin at Magic Kingdom, I can't count that because Frozen is represented at Hollywood Studios and at Epcot. Good, so I'm doing a pin trading challenge where I have to find a pin that represents another park, and then I have to go to that park. Wouldn't it have been amazing if the Autopia was at Disney World? Because I would have been able to grab that pin. There was a train pin. I'm not sure if that represents Walt Disney World Railroad at Magic Kingdom or if it's just a train pin, so I did not count that. I am heading down Sunset Boulevard right now because there are 2 pin boards, one over here at the Pins and Souvenir Station and one in Once Upon a Time. Let's hope we have some luck finding a pin that represents something at another park. That's funny because this pin is the water tower, but we are at Hollywood Studios. This is for the monorail, isn't it? Yes, it is. I'm going to trade you for this pin. So we got a pin that represents the monorail, so we are headed to the bus stop to go to Magic Kingdom for our next park. Okay, so I'm going to edit myself in real time. I got a pin that represents the monorail, and I realized I was going to use that to represent Magic Kingdom. However, the monorail also is at Epcot, so I could choose either one of those parks, but I think it's only fair to go back and try to find a pin that is specifically to the parks. On that pin board, I did see a Yeti, which represents Expedition Everest, so I think I should go back, get that pin, and head to Animal Kingdom. So with that correction, I went back and got the Yeti pin to represent Expedition Everest. So now we are headed to the bus stops to head to Animal Kingdom for our next pin. I'm actually glad that we're getting Animal Kingdom out of the way this soon because Animal Kingdom is the furthest park to get to when it's by bus. Everything else is pretty connected easily. Also, I thought about this when I was starting this, is that whatever park I start at, I want to have to come back to. So it's actually perfect to start here because this is where my car is, because eventually I'm going to have to find a Hollywood Studios pin as well. So if I would have ended with Animal Kingdom being on the bus, it just would not have been as fun as being able to go to the monorail, Skyliner, or boat to get to the other parks. We made it into Animal Kingdom, and I did not stop at the pin board at Guest Relations. I think the best way to make this challenge real and true is to make it into the park at least, because I feel like I might have found something at Guest Relations and then I would have head right back to a bus. So let's head into Animal Kingdom and see which park pin we find here. All right, we have found the pin board here, and let's see if we can find something for a different park. There's a Figment pin. Are we gonna head straight to Epcot? I think so. Let's grab that. Well, that didn't take long because Figment is only represented at Epcot. And we know Figment to be a Epcot created character. We found this Figment pin, so we are headed back to the buses to go to Epcot and see if we can find Hollywood Studios or Magic Kingdom from there. All right, we made it into Epcot. My hope is that I find something for Hollywood Studios. So that could be something Star Wars, because Star Wars is only at Hollywood Studios, or maybe a Tower of Terror pin, or the old water tower, which we saw at Animal Kingdom. Magic Kingdom is going to be tougher because there's so much that overlaps between the parks, but maybe I can find something like Dumbo related, Small World, Mad Teacups, you know, something that's only represented at Magic Kingdom, or maybe we look for a castle. But let's get into it and let's see what we find here at Epcot. Of course, we're not headed too far into Epcot because there is a pin board right here at Pin Traders. Now, I'm trying to decide, should I go in there, and if they have something, should I take it? Because then I'll just be walking in and out of the park. I do also want to stop at a festival booth. That pin board was crowded with people. As far as I could see, there was nothing there for Magic Kingdom or Hollywood Studios. We're going to head over to Guest Relations outside of Connections Cafe because there's usually a pin board here. Let's see if we can find something there. There's a Woody hat, which is Toy Story, which is only represented in Hollywood Studios as well. Oh, there's a Woody, not Woody hat, there's a Woody. Oh, and a Woody hat, there's both. Do we get the Woody or the Woody hat? Okay, there was 2 Woody pins on there, but I decided not to get them because I want to be strategic. I'm parked at Hollywood Studios. So if we grab that Woody pin, that means we would have went to Hollywood Studios and then to Magic Kingdom and then back to Hollywood Studios. So let's see if we can find a pin that represents Magic Kingdom so we can head there next. If not, then I guess we have to grab something for Hollywood Studios and just do that bounce around. While we're headed into World Showcase, I know that there is a pin board, a small one, at the Guest Relations over here on the left. And then after that, we're headed to the store on the right of Port of Entry to see if we can find something there. If we don't find anything on this Guest Relation board, so let's go. So I'm doing a challenge where I have to trade a pin for a park that I'm not in. And so I'm like, do I take the monorail and count that as going to Magic Kingdom? This is 7 doors, right?
I was gonna say, you could say 7 dwarfs here.
Would you count that though? Like if I'm trying to take this pin and then I have to go to Magic Kingdom next, would you count that because Snow White also meets here at Epcot?
I would count that because the reason I would count this one as 7 dwarfs is because I know this set specifically is attractions. So
Perfect.
There's one that goes with it that's Dinosaur. There's one that goes with it that's Everest. So
I have the Everest one.
I know this one specifically represents the attraction.
Okay, awesome.
Though, when I'm putting together a lanyard to wear to the park, if I'm like doing an Epcot theme or a Magic Kingdom theme, I would put them on.
Okay, perfect. Well, you have rationalized my decision to take this as 7 Doors Mine Train. So I am going to trade you for that one, and I will give you this Goofy.
Big fan of Goofy.
All right, so we got a 7 Doors Mine Train pin, and I love the cast member there because he said this is specifically an attraction pin. So this represents 7 Doors Mine Train, which is perfect, so that means we can go to Magic Kingdom next. It also validates my decision to grab this pin and use that as Expedition Everest at Animal Kingdom. So we are headed to Magic Kingdom for our next park, and then we're gonna see if we can find something at Hollywood Studios there. All right, so we are doing a check-in of the time frame. I parked at about 9:45. It's 11:40, so it's taken me 2 hours so far to get 3 pins at 3 different parks. We have 1 more park to go, so we got, well, technically 2 more parks, so we still got to get to Magic Kingdom, and then we just got to find a Hollywood Studios pin, which is where we started this morning. All right, we are finished here at Epcot, and we are headed to the monorail to hit Magic Kingdom to see if we can find a pin that represents Hollywood Studios to make that our last stop of the day and finish out this challenge. All right, we made it into Magic Kingdom. I stopped right here in front of the train station because there are 2 pin boards for me to check. One in Town Square Theater and the shop outside of where you meet Mickey Mouse, and then the other one's outside of Tony's restaurant. So let's go in there and see if we can find something that represents Hollywood Studios. All right, here is the pin board. I don't see anything that could represent Hollywood Studios alone. So we are going to head to the one outside of Tony's because nothing here for us. There wasn't anything really like Star Wars on there. I think I saw a Solo pin after I walked away, but it's okay, we'll check another board. Okay, we are at the one at Tony's. I see an Imperial cog, but I want something that's a little more Hollywood. Oh, I see Star Tours. I want that pin. All right, we found our pin for Hollywood Studios, which we actually found a Star Tours pin. So let's do this. We're gonna do this the long way. I wanna get back on the monorail, go to Epcot, and then we'll get on the Skyliner to Hollywood Studios just for a reason to ride the Skyliner. And we would have taken 4 different transportations to do this challenge. So let's get to Hollywood Studios. All right, we made it back to Hollywood Studios, and we have our 4 pins. We have the Yeti for Expedition Everest, Figment for Journey to Imagination, the Pickaxe and Diamond for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and we actually found a Star Tours pin at Magic Kingdom. How cool is that? It took about 3 hours to complete this challenge, which is not bad considering we had to do 3 buses, a monorail, a ferry boat, and a Skyliner, but we did it and we finished this challenge. It was so fun. So what pin trading challenge or any challenge would you like to see us do next? Because I'm ready for the next one. I want to thank you so much for joining me in this video. It was so much fun to do, and I cannot wait for the next challenge because I love doing videos like this because we get to go around and do different things in the parks that we're not used to doing. And these challenges are a lot of fun. So thank you for joining me in this one. I want to give a huge shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much. You really make the world go around and keep the content flowing. Thank you for joining me, and I hope that you join us in the next one while we fly around Walt Disney World, leaving trails of pixie dust. Bye.